Friday's games. I know you're going to be there at Friday for the Superdome, watch some of those matchups. And probably the one that I'm probably most excited about and watching, and just like I'm going to get my popcorn ready for this one. That's the Division II Select State Championship game, and that's St. Thomas More and LCA.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
State Championship game. So that is going to be a good one. And we talked to Shane Savoie early on about their playoff run, and they got ready they had a bye. So when we talked to them, they were coming off that bye. They defeated Helen Cox 55-0. And it was kind of like a revenge tour after that because they lost to Madison Prep last year. They played Madison Prep in the playoffs. They beat them 56-34. And then they lost to Edie White in the playoffs last year. And then they beat Edie White in the semis 38-7. You talked to Sam Altman. You got a chance to know him. He's really replacing some big shoes and Walker Howard, but he's doing a phenomenal job.
He's doing a great job, man. Doing a great job.
Just doing a great job of just filling in those shoes. Then they've averaged 40 points per game. We know St. Thomas More is going to score points. Christian McNeese is kind of replacing the likes of Jack Best, that physical big receiver, that the go-to guy for Altman to throw the football. But they can run the football too. With Hutch Swilly, Jim Hightower is the second winningest head football coach in Louisiana. They did defeat LCA earlier this year, and they won the district championship head-to-head 41-34. They defeated LCA. But speaking of LCA, man, they're rolling right now. That is 6 straight years in a row that Trev Falk, former LSU Tiger, has led LCA to a state championship. And their quarterback is Jawan Johnson, who Coach, I'm not gonna lie. This is like game Madden-like numbers. But this is 9 total touchdowns in the football game. 9 total touchdowns in a win against Turlings Catholic, 68-46. And then they also defeated De La Salle 70-49 and McDonald 35-46-8. Last year, they had a chance to win 5 state championships in a row, but they lost to St. Charles Catholic. This could be a good revenge tour for LCA. Could be getting revenge. Could they get revenge on St. Thomas More, as they pretty much stole the district championship away from them? Right now, 62% of the votes lean St. Thomas More's way. So what do you think about that? Do you agree with the people, or do you think LCA will get their revenge?
Man, he just threw out some big numbers there, man. Both of these teams putting up some numbers, and I know about about both of these teams. Watching St. Thomas More just over the years, like you talked about. We're having a string of those great teams and great quarterbacks over there that those guys been have going on over there. Then you got LCA team that we played early on in this year, so I got a chance to see these guys up front and center. And Coach Trev Falk doing a great job over there. They got Coach Reggie Williams over there, doing a great job over there. Man, they got a great program. And like you said, they've been in the championship game back to back years, about five in a row, and this makes 6 here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I'm going LCA taking this one.
Okay. I'm gonna go with I tell you what, let's disagree on this one. I'm gonna go with St. Thomas More. I think just they've been riding high right now in the passing game. Sam Altman, this offense is clicking over the last couple of games. But I tell you what, I think this is going to be the most entertaining game to watch. When you have Sam Altman in that offense go up against LCA with Jawan Johnson, who's like a guy that I think he narrowed down his top schools, and LSU is one of them. So this could be a big hit for LSU right now. And 9 touchdowns in one game. I don't think he counted for like 600 yards by himself. It's unbelievable. Right. So we go to the next game, Marcus. Division III Select, and this is St. Charles Catholic and Dunham in that football game. I find it really surprising, Marcus, the only Baton Rouge team that's still left to play for a state championship is Dunham. I mean,
they're still in there. They fighting, man. Coach Neil Weiner, baby. Still in there holding it down for BR right now, man.
Yeah, and there's a good reason why. I mean, I'm pretty used to seeing them with covering a lot of Episcopal's games, and they've been pretty dominant. They defeated Martin Luther King 56-21, Calvary in a very high scoring football game, 50-35, and U High. I mean, y'all played U High this year. That's
Right,
no easy team to beat. And
right.
Dunham went really head to head with U High and won 35-28, and they're going back to the Dome for the first time since 2004. But they have a quarterback, Marcus, in Jackson House, who's Matt
Yep.
House's son. And you probably can agree with this comparison, but he reminds me a lot of Paul Harris with that. You know,
Right,
the
right,
way how he plays. You know, he's wears that number 10. He's left-handed.
right.
He runs like really well. I mean,
Right.
He's just a warrior. You know, he's
Yep.
just a gamer for him. But he's had to go against a really good St. Charles Catholic defense. Wayne Stein's head coach. They're the defending state champions. They defeated LCA last year and broke that streak that they're on with consecutive state champions. They defeated Ascension Episcopal 49-17. Parkview, they defeated Parkview 40-21. And then Notre Dame 17-10. Wayne Stein said that was probably the best defense performance he's ever seen. They only gave up like 60 yards rushing to Notre Dame. And man, they've just been really dominant on the defensive side of the football. So that's going to be a really good matchup between St. Charles
Right,
Catholic
right, right.
defense and Jackson
Ooh,
House
that's gonna be a tough
on
one.
offense. So who do you lean? You lean goes to the, I guess, like the Baton Rouge team. They get the with the great run that Neil Weiner and the Dunham Tigers are rolling, or you go with St. Charles Catholic, a team that's been proven has won a state championship before. 58% of the vote goes towards St. Charles Catholic.
I'm gonna go with the hot hand. Since we all putting it out there, I'm gonna go with the hot hand, and I'm gonna go with the Dunham Tigers right here. I think Neil Weiner got it rolling right. It looked like they didn't caught some fire right here at the end, and we all know that this is a one game right here, and whoever comes in with the most momentum, ready to go. Like you said, they got a trigger man back there that's ready to win at all costs, whether you got to throw it or whether you got to run it. You got a guy back there, almost like you said, Paul Harris, Cam Newton type, where I'm not going to let my team lose. So I got to go with them. And they from Baton Rouge. I'm going Dunham Tigers, state champions.
I agree with you. I mean, I because I picked you high to come out of this bracket and to beat that team. If you slay the giant, you are the giant. And right now, I have to roll. I have to put money on the house, and no pun intended.
On the house. Put it on house. House money.
House money, man. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Dunham to represent BR and get that dub for BR. Let's see. We got a couple more. The last game on Friday is the non-select Division I bracket. So that's the 5A public side of that bracket.
Okay.
And Ruston and Destrehan, this is actually a matchup I predicted to go in the Dome, and it has actually worked out. From the beginning when I predicted this bracket. Ruston, man, I mean Zachary, what they did to Zachary last week was insane.
Impressive.
I mean, very impressive. Very impressive. And Marcus, y'all played against Zachary this year, and really, like, I think what Ruston did to Zachary is what Catholic did to Zachary. Like, they ran right at Zachary, and they couldn't really stop Ruston's running game with Dyson Fields, Jordan Hayes, their quarterback, Jaden Osborne. Their offensive line ran for 300. I mean, they were dominant. They ran for 309 yards against Zachary. So that was kind of what the formula to beat them, and Ruston did just that.
Yep, man. Shout out to Ruston because, like I said, the way they went in there and did that to highly talented Zachary team. I mean, that showed a whole bunch about them, and just to say that they're going against another power though. So I think it's going to be a great game. I think Destrehan has been waiting for this year to come for the last couple of years, really, and especially after last year. So I think Destrehan gonna come in ready. I gotta lean toward Ruston just because like you just said about the last division. If you slay the giant, then hey, I mean that kind of makes you the giant, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a great football game. Destrehan, they've really overcome that hurdle. They lost in the semifinals the last 2 years, and to get over that huddle, I mean, that hurdle for Marcus Scott was big for them. Jai Eugene, who his son, and Jai Eugene played at LSU as a quarterback,
Right.
and he's done a really good job leading this football team. They defeated Dutchtown 35-14. They had a scare against East St. John 21-20.
Right.
They survived that game. And then their defense played a great football game against Westgate. They've been pretty good on the defense side of the football. But I think it's a bad matchup for them, too. I'm going to go with Ruston as well. And I think like the majority of people right now are predicting that game, I mean, right now, 57% goes towards Ruston. So it's like we all agree that Ruston's going to
Okay.
move ahead. All
Man,
right.
it's gonna be a
So
good game though. It's gonna be a good game though.
yeah, yeah, it's going to
Good
be
game.
a really good football game. I can tell you
Right.
that.